Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am Rabia, and on behalf of afaq online learning platform, I welcome all of you to this video lesson. In this video lesson, we will cover Unit 1 of New Sun series, Grade 3 English. Before we start the video lesson, I want to share a fact about afaq that makes afaq learning experience unique. We at afaq know that planning is fundamental to successful teaching and learning. Therefore, we have developed academic calendars for you. These academic calendars are available for each grade and each subject. Each academic calendar has 3 periodic terms: first term, second term, and third term. Each term then has 2 periodic units. We can also say that there are 6 periodic units in total. As you can see in this academic calendar, there are 6 weeks in each unit. 5 of these weeks has been allocated to teaching and learning, whereas 6th has been reserved for assessment. That's not all. On the basis of subject weightages and academic calendars, we also provide you suggested timetables. As you can see here in the suggested timetable, we have allocated 7 periods to English. You can shuffle these double periods and single periods in any day according to the requirement of your school. Let's start Unit 1. This textbook unit will be covered in 3 weeks, Week 1, Week 2, and 2 days of the 3rd week. I also want to tell you that this lesson falls into the first unit of the first term. The title of Unit 1 is One Thing at a Time, and in this unit we will cover 14 SLOs. Dear students, now it is time for activities. Yes, dear students, in this lesson we will cover only 1 SLOs. After completing this unit, you will be able to express and offer a few basic social courtesies. Dear teachers, we have provided complete methodology for this lesson in DLP number 1. Let me remind you that DLP 1 is a part of Term 1 of Unit 1 of first week, and this DLP will be covered on the first day according to our suggested timetable. Yes, dear students, today we are going to talk about courtesy words. This is Ali and this is Umar. They are very good friends and they live in the same neighborhood. They meet. So Ali wants to say something by using courtesy words. Let's listen to what Ali says to Umar. Ali says, "Excuse me, Umar, can you please help me complete my homework?" Umar replies, "Why not, dear? I would love to help you." Ali says, "Thank you so much for this favor." And Umar replies, "My pleasure." So here Ali and Umar are using different courtesy words. Can you identify some courtesy words here? Yes. Excuse me, please, these are courtesy words. In the same way, my pleasure, thank you so much, these are also courtesy words. Do you use some courtesy words in your conversations? Very good. I want you to make a list of the courtesy words that you use in your conversation. Also, I want you to write the reasons of using courtesy words. Tell me, why do we use courtesy words and why is it important to use such words in our conversations? It's activity time. In this lesson, we will cover 3 SLOs. Complete methodology for covering these SLOs has been provided in DLP 2. This DLP will also be taught on day 1 of the first week of Unit 1 of Term 1. Dear students, now open your textbook. On your textbook page number 1, there is an activity. Some pictures have been provided here. What I want you to do is pause this video, look at these pictures carefully and come back because I am going to ask you some questions about them. Yes, dear students, did you look at the pictures carefully? Very good. Now tell me, what are these pictures about? Yes, these pictures show different tasks that we do in our daily routine. Now I want you to answer these 2 questions about these pictures. Dear students, now let's turn to page number 2 of your textbook. There is a poem on textbook page number 2. Let's recite it together. The title of the poem is One Thing at a Time. Work while you work, play while you play. To be useful and happy, that is the way. All that you do, do with your might. Things done by halves are never done right. One thing at a time, and that done well, is a very good rule, as many can tell. Moments should never be trifled away, so work while you work and play while you play. Dear students, now read this poem in your classroom. Alright, dear students, now tell me, what is the theme of this poem? Can you tell me? Yes, the theme of the poem is dignity of labor. Obviously, आप तो छोटे छोटे बच्चे हैं, इसलिए हम आपसे लेबर तो एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करेंगे, लेकिन यहाँ पर इसका मतलब है डूइंग स्मॉल चोर्स, यानी छोटे छोटे कामों में हाथ बटाना, छोटे छोटे काम अपने हाथों से खुद करना. दिस मीन्स दैट वी शुड एंजॉय एवरी मोमेंट ऑफ आवर लाइफ. काम के वक्त काम और खेल के वक्त खेल ही अच्छा लगता है, इसलिए जब आपका काम का वक्त हो तो दिल लगा के काम कीजिए, और जब खेल का वक्त हो तो खेल पर फोकस कीजिए. Now it's time for another exciting activity. In this lesson, we will cover one SLO. At the end of this lesson, students will be able to recognize and articulate hard and soft sounds of letters C and G. Complete methodology to cover this SLO has been provided in DLP number 3. This DLP will be taught on day 2 of the first week of the first unit of term 1. Alright students, let's have an interesting activity. Can you pronounce these words? Look at the pictures and look at the words. Can you tell me the pronunciation of these words? Let's focus on the first letter of each one of these words. Let's focus on this. What's the first letter here? G, G, G and G. Alright, so the first letter of all these words is the same. It's G. Let's now focus on the sound of this letter in each of these words. Alright, so this is grapes. So the first sound is G. Alright, G, grapes. The second one is gate, and the first sound is G. Okay, again, the sound is G. Let's look at this word. What is this word? Is it gym? No, this is gym. So here the pronunciation of G is different. It is J here. So the first sound here in this word is J. Let's look at this word. This is giant. Giant. So the G here, the letter G here represents the sound J. J. So G has two different sounds, G and J. G and J. Now let's look at the different sounds of C. Can you pronounce these words? The first word is cat, cat. The second one is carrot, carrot. And the third one is city. Yes, very good. Here the sound of C was K, and here the sound of C is S. City, cell. So there are two different sounds of C, K and S. Now, how do we know if we have to say the S sound or K sound of C? And how do we know that we have to say the G sound or J sound of G? Well, there is a rule, and the rule is mentioned on book page number 3. I want you to read this rule and then come back. Let me tell you that the K sound is called the hard sound of C, whereas the S sound is called the soft sound of C. Some words with the hard sound and soft sound of C have been provided on book page number 3. In the same way, the G sound of G is called the hard sound of the G, whereas the J sound is called the soft sound of G. Some words with these sounds have also been provided on book page number 3. Now read all these words and then come back. Alright students, now it's time for another activity. In this lesson, we will cover one SLO, and complete methodology to cover this SLO has been provided in DLP 4. The DLP 4 should be covered on day 3 according to the suggested timetable of the first week of Unit 1 of Term 1. Alright students, I hope that you remember the concept of hard and soft sounds that we covered in the previous lesson. Very good. Now it's time to practice those concepts. On textbook page number 3, there is an activity for practice of soft and hard sounds. In this activity, you have to sort out the given words. The given words will be sorted out on the basis of the sound that appears in them. For example, the words with soft G sound will come in this column, whereas the sounds with soft C sound will come in this column. Let's do one of them together. What is the first word? Engine. Yes, the word is engine. Which sound appears in the word engine? Yes, it's a J sound. And is it a hard G sound or a soft G sound? Yes, it is a soft G sound. So this word engine will come here. You will write engine right here in this space. Let's do the rest of the activity in the classroom. I hope that you have done the practice exercise. Now your teacher will give you a worksheet and you have to solve this worksheet to practice further about this hard and soft sounds of G and C. In this worksheet, some words have been provided and you have to sort them out in 4 columns according to the sound of G and C that appears in them. Now it's time to check your comprehension. Dear teachers and students, in this lesson, 2 SLOs will be achieved. afaq has provided complete methodology to achieve these 2 SLOs in DLP 5. The DLP 5 will also be covered on day 3 of the first week of Unit 1 of Term 1. Alright dear students, let's recall some courtesy words. This is Ali and this is Umar. They are very good friends and they live in the same neighborhood. So they are using some courtesy words. For example, one courtesy expression is thank you. We say thank you. And you are welcome. When somebody says thank you, we have to reply with you are welcome. There are more courtesy words here. Excuse me, my pleasure. Alright, so these courtesy words are also handy for you. You can use them at different occasions. Ali also saying thank you my friend, and Umar is saying good luck to you too. Discuss when do we use these courtesy words. Dear students, now discuss in pairs that where do we use these courtesy words. In addition to courtesy words, it is important to know how we should introduce ourselves to other people. Now turn to page number 4 of your textbook. On this page, a dialogue has been provided. In this dialogue, 2 students are introducing themselves to each other. These students are Sibgha and Amina. Pause this video and read this dialogue in pairs. Now it's time for another activity. In this lesson, we will cover one SLO. After completing this lesson, students will be able to use critical thinking to respond to the text, apply world knowledge and their own opinion to the text. Complete methodology to cover this SLO has been provided in DLP 6. This DLP will be covered in the 4th day of the first week of Unit 1, Term 1. Dear students, do you remember that we read a poem, One Thing at a Time? Very good. I hope that you have read it and you have understand it too, because I am going to ask you some questions about them. These questions are given in textbook page number 4. Read these questions carefully, discuss them with your class fellows and your teacher, and then write the answers in the notebook. Now it's activity time. In this lesson, we will cover one SLO, and complete methodology to cover this SLO has been provided in DLP 7. This DLP will be covered in the day 5 of our suggested timetable, and this is week 1 of the Unit 1 of Term 1. In this lesson, dear students, we will learn about digraphs and trigraphs. On book page number 4, a definition of digraph and a definition of trigraph is given in Key to Learn. I want you to open the textbook and read these definitions carefully. I hope that you have understood the concept of digraphs and trigraphs from the definitions. Now let's turn to some practice. On page number 4 of your textbook, a table has been provided. In this table, some digraphs at the initial position and some digraphs at the final position have been provided. I want you to pause this video and read these digraphs. Dear students, I hope that you have understood the concept of digraphs. Digraphs is a group of two letters that blend together to form one sound. In the same way, a trigraph is a group of three letters that blend together and form only one sound. Let's look at the examples. One of the examples of a trigraph is airplane. Airplane, A-I-R, are pronounced as one sound, air, airplane. In the same way, airline also has a trigraph. In the same way, the words side and patch have trigraphs in them. Now I want you to pause this video and read the sample words with trigraphs on page number 4 of your textbook. Dear students, have you read the words with trigraphs? Very good. Now let's do our practice exercise. On page number 5 of your textbook, there is a practice exercise. In this exercise, you have to underline the digraphs and circle the trigraphs. Let's do the first one together. The first word is right. Now tell me, do we have a digraph here or a trigraph? Yes, there's a trigraph over here, right? And right, G-H-T makes a trigraph. So we will circle the trigraph in this word. In the same way, you have to complete this activity. Dear teachers and students, we have successfully completed Unit 1 of New Sun Series English Grade 3. I hope that you have understood all the concepts in this unit. Now I will see you in the next unit. Till then, Allah Hafiz.